Good afternoon, everybody. It's a beautiful day again, the 6th day of August 2025, and we are here again. It's Wednesday, and a lot is going on in the markets. As usual, we will go through it and make sure that we are making good progress regarding our investment portfolio and goals, right? Thank you very much, everyone who is joining from wherever you are joining. It's my pleasure to be with you on this special day, because a whole lot is going on, and some form of changes will be happening in today's live stream. First off, I'd like to inform everyone, I think I will repeat it again, that today's live stream will be ending at 1:15 p.m. Nigerian time. But before I do that, let me go ahead with the initial introduction to let more people join us as we progress in our hunt for building our personal and corporate net worth. My name is Omieten Kotaria, your wealth creation enthusiast who indeed has a passion for helping individuals and corporate organizations build their personal and corporate net worth via investing in the stock markets and the money markets. And indeed, it's another privilege and pleasure to be with you again as we continue this journey. I'm here, if you will stick around for the rest of your life, to continue to guide you and to show you through the path of creating wealth using the capital market to your advantage. That is why we are on several platforms now, on TikTok, on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. So from everywhere you are watching from, thank you very much for joining. And today is a unique day because suddenly Net Worth Investors Club is about to be announced to the entire world. I am scheduled for an interview with Channels TV today by 1:30 p.m. to discuss the Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act that has been signed into law. Ladies and gentlemen, we are being recognized across the globe, and now we are going on TV. This is not the first time I'll be going on channels for interview, but it's a testament to the fact that we are really doing all the right things there is to do. So congratulations, you will be hearing on air by 1:30 during the business show on Channels TV, your name going international, talking about Net Worth Investors Club. Thank you very much, because you all made it happen, and we can just continue to dream bigger, right? Interestingly, so we have very short time, and I will not be going through the regular review of the previous days trading activities. I want to go straight to your questions and comments, and this is why we shall be closing at 1:15 p.m. today, to allow me just 15 minutes to get ready for that interview with Channels TV. Ladies and gentlemen, I congratulate all of you, because it says a lot about your efforts on a daily basis now being recognized and being rewarded. For your information, Channels is viewed across the world, and they've already shared that Zoom link with me, and I can see the entire US, Canada, all across the world. There are links to join. And of course, I will eventually be sent the video of that interview to also perhaps share on my social media handles. So stay calm, let's keep making money and getting recognized as well. Thank you very much. We go on straight to some important news that I have for you. I can't let go. You saw recently yesterday how Boa Cement was tearing the charts. Well, news broke out that Boa Cement continues its strategic expansion. There are new production lines, line 4 and 5, that are now up and running. Kilometers of limestone quarries are being cleared, hundreds of trucks supplying coal to optimize energy costs, and many more activities happening to boost the performance of Boa Cement. Now, if they cut energy costs and, of course, ramp up production with the coming of the lines 4 and 5, then expect greater things to come regarding the full year and future revenue and profit performance of Boa Cement. So that confirms the race we saw Boa Cement flying into. And then, of course, Dangote Cement is pulling back now, but that's a fantastic opportunity to take further position. And if you bought higher, to buy the dip, because Dangote Cement also plans to open a 3 million metric ton per annum grinding plant in Côte d'Ivoire in the third quarter of this year. So after this, we are already in the third quarter. Second quarter has ended. So look out for changes also in the production capacity and revenue of Dangote Cement. The company recorded 18.2% growth in export volumes from Nigeria, with notable shipments to Ghana and Cameroon. Dangote is focused on cost efficiency as well. So we have not seen all there is in the cement industry. I told you the cement manufacturers are going to be making a kill, having come out of that terrible experience due to foreign exchange losses. In any case, hold tight to all your cement stocks, because the better days are finally here. On to your comments without waste of time. We are going to be opening the lines for calls at 12:45 p.m. to allow for at least 30 minutes of calls before we round off today's session at 1:15. Please take note, today's live stream will be closing at 1:15 and not 2 p.m. because I'll be going live on channels as earlier announced. Thank you very much. All our moderators are already in the house, talking about Benita and Maobi and Rehoboth. Thank you very much. We recognize you for the fantastic work you are doing. As you can see, we are being recognized. One day, we'll be called out to be given awards as well. For now, let's keep growing our net worth. You see how interesting it can be. You are making money the other way, and then you are getting attention the other side. Okay. Congrats, my coach. It's well deserved. You are a guru. Thank you very much. And yet here. And then, sir, can I still buy Boa Cement? Wanted to buy yesterday, but I procrastinated. Okay, I would want to see a little dip after yesterday's rise before you get in there. Now, Boa is 169, okay? I'm seeing that little dip right now. From the 170 it closed yesterday, it's now 169.40, though it was trading higher. In fact, Boa at some point traded at 183 naira today. Can you beat that? Now, that's a testing. You know, when a stock pushes way up and then comes back down almost immediately, the regular thing that I always explain to us about establishing a new support and resistance level is happening now with Boa. Boa is now testing that 180 new resistance level, and we will see how it goes. It will now stay below, maybe around 170 or a little below 170 before it fires back up. By the way, the bids are so high, 4.2 million bids versus 2.7 million offers for Boa Cement. So you may want to take position by waiting a bit till, say, Friday, or you take a little position now, wait for it to dip, and then go in for more. Please, ladies and gentlemen, it's become very obvious that I will not also be live on Thursday and Friday for reasons beyond my control, all right? So please take note that I shall not be coming on live on Thursday and Friday. But if you are in the Net Worth Investors Club, from time to time when I find the time, I will be able to come in and share a few thoughts about what's happening in the market, talking about Thursday and Friday. So this is more like me having the very last live stream for the week with you. Otherwise, chats will go on Discord because of reasons beyond my control. So ladies and gentlemen, you have been doing great, and we are getting recognition right now. And I want to celebrate all of you who have been a part of this live session, sharing, liking, and giving gifts on screen, and helping many more get out of the rat race. So a lot is going on. Please stay calm in your solid stocks. And was there anybody who managed to buy some insurance stocks yesterday? When we closed, after that information was shared about the Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act, I took some position because I went through and saw that WAPIC insurance was still available, and I just bumped in there and bought a few. These are some of the things we miss when we come on live. We are not able to really strike when the iron is hottest. So it was difficult finding these stocks to buy after yesterday's live stream. But I was able to get a few WAPIC insurance at 2.72 naira. But you see, all insurance stocks are already up. every insurance stock listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange are on maximum gain, 10% for the day, and of course, completely out of reach. I celebrate you, coach. You deserve it and more. Jayi Ziani, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Keep your comments coming in, and let's keep firing. Our focus is to continue to grow our net worth in the most legitimate way possible, and we are really making progress regarding that. Thank you very much. Hi, hello, coach. Please, what's your take on the new insurance bill, and what insurance stock can we take position on? Seroi Kogo. Well, as we speak, all insurance stocks are flying, but I'd like to also caution us, not all insurance stocks are what they struggle. In any case, the insurance sector has actually suffered some serious neglect for a long while, and that's not unconnected with the very poor performances that they've been putting out. But this new Insurance Reform Act will eventually tidy up and strengthen the insurance sector, because there are a lot that will be happening with them. First off, you know that suddenly there is going to be a recapitalization, just as we had in the banking sector. When the Naira suffered devaluation, a lot of things were repriced, and of course you saw what inflationary impact it had on the economy, talking about especially imported goods, right? Now, what has not really happened is the capital base of these insurance companies are still remaining the same, meaning they are now even weaker than ever before. And so this reform seeks to eventually grow the capital requirement of the insurance sector to bring about a financially sound operation for these businesses and make them more resilient and reliable, and of course, compete globally. And then, of course, it will also seek to enforce compulsory insurance policies to enhance consumer protection. And then the insurance sector itself will be further monitored by the Nigerian Insurance Commission, because the National Insurance Commission will have to be very strict with the issue of delay in claim settlement. If you have ever had any experience with Nigerian insurers, you will find that a lot of times when the claims needs to be paid, the procedures and the processes are very tiresome and cumbersome. Sometimes you want to suspect that it is deliberate, but other times it could just be some operational bottlenecks. So all of those things have to be cleared, and so it makes it easier for claims to be made, and that zero tolerance for delay in claim settlement is one major factor that must be taken care of in the end. So once this efficiency in the insurance sector is perfected, of course the insurance companies will now have sufficient capital to grow their businesses and be strong enough to withstand any form of future financial shocks in the industry. Okay? So that's the impact, and that means more money will be flowing to the insurance companies to now increase or grow their businesses, open new branches, venture into all sorts of other investment opportunities. And then, of course, it could also lead to mergers and acquisition. By the way, I said it the other time when we were talking about bank recapitalization. It was last year I first mentioned it, that the way banks are going, eventually the insurance sector may also need to recapitalize. And that's what this Insurance Reform Act will eventually bring to pass. But you know what? The timing is very critical, because the bank's recapitalization will be coming to a close March 2026, or is it April 2026? That's the deadline that the CBN issued for banks to recapitalize. I want to see a situation where the banks are done with their recapitalization before the insurance sector flags off their own recapitalization, so that there will be enough chance for most of the recapitalization exercise to be successful. Because if they run it parallel with the bank's recapitalization exercise that is yet to be concluded, then they stand the risk of being ignored, because naturally investors are more drawn to the banks than the insurance sector. But we are seeing a change, a complete change from what we are going to be experiencing, and this will also further boost the federal government's plan for increasing the GDP of Nigeria with that plan for a $1 billion GDP. So we see how that goes from here. Thank you very much. So keep your comments coming in. Coach, please, I need your link to join your group. Chris, what you can do is just follow me on Instagram, send me a DM, and I will send you the link. Good day, Coach. What a time to be alive. Africa is about to unleash her riches. 1 trillion economy for Niger. Africa Free Trade Act to onboard all equity markets in the continent on a single platform. Absolutely. A lot is going on and you don't want to miss out on this. You discussed shortly about insurance yesterday. Which one can we buy at the moment? ChemCare Natural TV. As we speak, the strongest insurance firms, like I said, remain, what do you call it now? Custodian Insurance, Mansard Insurance, NEM Insurance, and maybe you want to add insurance companies like Cornerstone Insurance and Wapik Insurance. But there are so many other penny insurance stocks that are also coming up, like Guinea Insurance, Universal Insurance, and so many more others. And not forgetting Cornwall Insurance. The problem now is all insurance stocks are on full bid. Some of them over 200 million shares bidded for. For instance, Mutual Benefit Assurance, which we most recently saw a few weeks ago at less than 1 naira per share, is now at 2 naira 42 kobo. And guess what? The current bid status is 203 million shares bidded for, 0 offers. Only 2.6 million shares have been traded so far. So this is me saying, if you have any insurance stock, please hold tight to it. A lot is about to happen. We see Mansard Insurance having 31 million shares bidded for, 0 offers. So some monies are leaving some other stocks and chasing insurance stocks because you can't place a bid without cash in your trading portfolio. So all of these things we are seeing. Royal Exchange Assurance, which closed 1 naira 81 kobo yesterday, is now at 1 naira 99 kobo. And of course, 124 million shares bidded for, 0 offers. What's the total volume traded so far? Just 1.1 million shares. It's really amazing how things can turn around overnight. And that's why it's important to find yourself where money is being made so you can continue to enjoy some of these. Wapik, which I bought yesterday after closing at 2 naira 72 kobo, is now 2 naira 99 kobo with 42 million shares bidded for, 0 offers. Only 1.2 million shares traded. So it's obvious the news is now all over the place, and suddenly no one wants to sell their insurance stocks. I'm sure those who are selling now really do not understand what's happening yet in the market. And for anyone who has bought insurance stocks between yesterday and today, congratulations. Congratulations. So that's the point we are making right now. All right? Coach, please, I need your link. Okay, I've shared that with you already. Good morning, Coach. Please, what's your advice on RDL, Ikeja Electricity, VFD Group? Thank you. First of all, Ikeja Electricity is not quoted unless you are referring to Ikeja Hotel. Olaiton, Ikeja Hotel is fine. If you ask me, they are doing very well, and the business is managed very well, and so it can only get better from here. For VFD Group, they need some more time to make progress because of the fact that they just issued 5-for-1 bonus, and it will take some time for them to make good progress. For now, they will. It's good at the price where it is. I do not see it going anything below the 13 that it trades for, because that's where the markdown was after the bonus shares. But you know what? After a while, VFD will grow, because I saw their half-year result looking great as usual, and a full-year result will eventually see it flying up to close to the 20 naira mark. All of these things just requires a little bit of time for anybody to eventually make the money we are looking for. As for Aradel, it's a sleeping giant waiting to be awoken when the time comes. For now, we just stay calm and take position if you like. In all of those stocks, they are looking great. Sir, about Guinness and Northern Nigerian flour mills, I want to average up for the long term. What's your take, sir? Well, Guinness will have no other direction but to continue to climb, because for Guinness particularly, it's not really moving as much as it should, but that time will come when attention will eventually shift to it. The only problem is no one is coming with the bulk cash to carry out 100,000 transactions straight. For instance, I'm looking at the bid and offer status of Guinness. This is about the 4th day that they've been on full bid, but the price hardly changes. Selling intraday at 128 naira 75 kobo from the 117 it closed. If there are no 100,000 block transactions, you will find it reverting to the 117.05 that it closed yesterday. But I'm seeing a very serious bid of 300,000 shares at 128.75. Should a seller that has 100,000 shares come and sell to that individual with 300,000 shares at once, then Guinness is surely going to close at maximum price today. So you may want to go ahead and take advantage of the point that, the fact that no one has been able to do 100,000 transaction to move it to the next highest price of 128 naira 75 kobo. That's my take on Guinness. For Northern Nigerian flour mills, when the market is jumping is when it normally goes quiet. And it's a fantastic time, especially considering the kind of pullback it has experienced. From around 130, it had pulled backwards up till 87. Now, it's normally known to take investors unawares. So you are in a very good time to buy Northern Nigerian flour mills as well. I'm seeing the bids are very low, and with so much offers, 427,000 offers versus 23,000 bids. In any case, whatever the case is, patience will pay you. As far as you have identified where you want to put your money and the stocks looks good in terms of what could happen going forward, then all you need to do is stay patient when you take position, and its day will come. Nobody expected that after the initial insurance stock rally and the penny stock rally, we will still see the insurance industry bouncing back so much. But you know what? These are part of the things we always talk about. It's not only about what happens on paper or history. History is there to be rewritten. And so when government comes up with policies like this, there is bound to be a change. Now, ordinarily, I would have been here regretting to you because I told you I bought during that rally, I bought ICO insurance, and I think I bought at 170, was it 170 or 190 before it jumped above 2, and then I sold at 230. I made that announcement here that I had sold because I am human. Nobody knows. But you know what? After I sold that ICO insurance, I put it somewhere else, and it's yielding even much more. So no regrets whatsoever. Just make sure you are making money and moving on. All right? Coach, Sterling Bank has moved to over 8 naira. I will want to buy more. What's your advice? Favor Wakocha, I will always advise that you do not run after a moving train because that's dangerous, even to do it literally in the physical. Moving trains will always lead to broken teeth, if you like. So you want to be very cautious while chasing a stock like Sterling at 8. But you know what? Again, we don't know all. A lot may be happening in the background that we are not aware of. And I've checked to see that there is still strong interest for Sterling Bank, despite the fact that over 1 billion naira worth of shares have been traded, talking about 130,000 million shares traded already. Sterling is still on full bid. 18 million bids, 0 offers. So a whole lot is going on there. When you see volumes in this quantum for a stock that has been so dormant around 4 and 5 naira, then of course what we are not aware of is taking place at the background. So you want to maybe try your luck, but if I were you, those are not the kind of stocks I will ever be going for, because there is a likelihood that a pullback can happen, and that will be disastrous. In any case, the ball is in your court. What about FIG, Coach? Ajiboye Oyebisi term. Now, FIG has pulled back strongly from the first day of trading that it went and did about 200%. And sometimes some people will say it is after the pullback that they would rather want to buy. Let me see what happened with FIG yesterday. I didn't follow the foreign markets that much yesterday because I had a whole lot I'm doing. It's not easy keeping up with all of my engagements left, right, and center. But let's see what the situation was with FIG yesterday. I knew it was dropping. It's now down to 79, right? And the pre-market is showing 78. So this one has declined massively, but I can tell you that the fundamentals for FIG looks attractive, though I'm seeing a net income, basic earnings per share of a net income of negative $732 million from a revenue of $749 million. There is a chance for FIG to try to come back up. But you know, the US market particularly experienced a little bit of, I will call it a mini bear experience for 1 or 2 days, owing to, I think, is it the housing or job market report that came into the US market. And so most stocks dipped, you know, and that must have affected the momentum that Figma is supposed to have been running with. But a lot of times, these things requires patience. Now, what we should do, if you bought Figma around 90, 100, 120, I was saying when it got to 120 that the best price to buy is at $112 per share. And now, if you bought at $112 or anything higher than 100, you want to wait to see how low it goes. This pullback is not going to be permanent. There will come a time it will recover. So the best thing to do is to wait for it to bottom out. From what I'm seeing, it hasn't bottomed out yet. So that one good purchase at a very low price will see you flying back up because you eventually end up averaging down. It's called dollar cost averaging. So that's the situation with FIG. So please, what can you say about TransPower? The market is not impressed with what TransPower has done, and it continues to suffer decline. You know, it's all about not paying a commensurate dividend per share regarding what it should have done. You know, when you look at the revenue generated, then it comes down to profit, and then profit after tax, everything withers away. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, TIP is now at 12 naira 90 kobo. So the insurance fever is going to be affecting some of these stocks that used to be scarce. Now imagine that you were chasing TIP all the way to 17 naira and bought because it kept being scarce. Suddenly, TIP is now down to 12 naira 90 kobo as we speak this very moment. Now, this is why I say do not run after any stock, because that could mean you're chasing a moving train. So I hope, in any case, it's not that TIP is a bad stock, no. But a lot of times, developments come up in the market and everybody seems to shift their attention towards a new sector. For instance, these insurance stocks will keep jumping and more money will keep being lined up just to have a piece of the pie. All right. So for that reason, some other stocks will now suffer some level of neglect. For instance, the darling of the market for the past 1 week, talking about UACN, is suddenly on full offer. Full offer. 7.3 million shares offered, zero bid. Interesting, isn't it? And it's down from the 100 naira it closed yesterday to 90 naira this very moment. Full offer. This very UACN that was the darling of all the entire market. 502 million naira worth of shares already traded. So this is what we are used to and will always provide guidance for. Okay? Coach, I want to buy Aradel. What's the good price for today? Femi, I'll check quickly. That's one stock that you can comfortably add to your portfolio without the fear of losing money. 517 naira 20 kobo is the current price. Bid and offer. The offers are more, 7.8 million offers versus 1.1 million bids, which is interesting. If you want to buy immediately, you could buy at 519. Otherwise, I would advise you stay patient and buy around 517, 516, or even less, maybe 515. So opportunities are there for you to take position with peace of mind. No pressure on the buyers. 1.1 million bids versus 7.8 million offers. Sir, I'm still losing on my Owando. Should I sell and move on or wait? It's been more than 5 months now. Wealthy Kelechi, at this point, you have waited long enough, but you know, 2 things are likely to happen. It's either you sell and the price jumps, and just make up your mind you will not regret it, and then move on to a stock like Dangote Cement. Full assurance with your full confidence. I think if you are done and tired and you feel like you can do away with the losses, cut that loss right now, move that fund to Dangote Cement and sit tight. Otherwise, you may want to consider proceeding to Dangote Sugar as well and sit tight. The assurance from those 2 stocks is that no matter if you give it these same 5 months, you may not have to wait that long before you see your money bringing in the profits once again. Good morning, Coach. Please, why is QTix dropping? Peter E.N. That's because the market never moves on a straight line. Every stock will go up and down depending on market sentiments. And you are not in the mind of every other person in the market who is chasing one financial goal or the other. They might see an opportunity to do something else with their money. Nothing stops them from flying in there to sell their stocks. By the way, QTix is at 3.87 kobo, up from the 3.80 kobo it closed yesterday. It's a normal thing I just said earlier regarding stocks trying to establish a new support and resistance level. All right? So it touched 4 naira 2 or 3 times and got rejected, got pushed back. It's only gathering steam to retest that 4 naira range again. It's a normal procedure. We will be here watching QTix finally gets up to 4, establishes strong support there and never drops below 4. It's a normal process. The stock market does not also give you quick money. Please, let's understand this, and let me re-echo this. The stock market is not a quick money, get-rich-quick scheme. So you have to stay patient and don't follow it up with a sort of gambler's mentality. And of course, the views and opinions shared in this live stream are completely mine and not financial advice. So you want to also do your due diligence in all of these things. Let's also not get carried away with, like I always say, I like to always remind us and have us remain grounded that this thing is not a movie, it's not magic. It takes time to build wealth, and you must develop the patience to do so. If you come into the stock market expecting 1 million naira to become 10 million naira in 3 months, you are in the wrong place. I beg your pardon. The market can surprise you with some very fantastic moves, but that's not the natural cause of the entire market. And naturally, the world doesn't operate that way. It's not magic. If it's a get-rich-quick scheme, there is most likely the chance that it is fake and will eventually fade away as well. So don't come into the market being so highly pumped up, looking forward to making great profits. I have been in this market for 27 years, and I can tell you that is the wrong way to go about the market. Stay patient, see your stock drop. It's part of the discipline to watch things grow. Do you know what? I just got an inspiration early in the morning, still on the bed, just thinking about market activities and all that, because that's what I always think about. Do you know what? I could liken what happens in the market when you buy a stock and it drops to what happens with a seed a farmer goes into the farm to plant. The first thing that seed does is to die. If the seed doesn't die, there will not be any form of germination for new crops to eventually grow up, bud, and then become harvestable. So we need to understand these are natural principles that you cannot short circuit. If you try to short circuit it and go against it, then you will hurt yourself. So stay calm. If you find a good company or a good company is mentioned and you go in, relax and watch to see how this thing eventually turns into something else. But if you want to go back and then be worried and decide to sell, then what that means is that you are like a farmer who goes back to dig up the seed he planted, not letting it to first die and then bud and then sprout before maturing into something that can be harvested. Please, let's stay calm and follow the procedures. It doesn't matter if you are in the office clicking your computer. The same principle that applies in the farm, the same principles that applies in people's career is what applies here in the stock market. It's the same that applies in businesses. That's why you can see a stock like Ella Lakes is struggling to put revenue together, but there comes a time when it will even go beyond that to start producing. You don't invest in Ella Lakes today and say because it's a oil palm producing company, it should now start selling about 100 naira, 500 naira, just the way Okomu and Presco are doing. No, those ones went through their trenches days. So let Ella Lakes also go through its trenches days. If you can't stay patient, get out of the stock, or you stay in there and wait the course. But you know what? The market always rewards the patient. We have 10 minutes before the lines will be open. In case you are just joining, just after I made that mention, today's live stream will be shutting down at 1:15 p.m. because I'll be going on live on Channels TV by 1:30 p.m. today. So get ready to bring your calls in as I go on to your other comments. What's your take on Dangote Sugar share price and the 30% revenue from Coca-Cola? Well, Adeniyi Pai, that's just the beginning of greater days for Dangote Sugar, having survived heavy losses due to foreign exchange losses. Why is Charms on full bid? Wankwo Charles. Well, I have one simple answer to that. Charms is on full bid because the market has a mind of its own. 2 days ago, just the day before yesterday, we saw how Charms was collapsing from 3 naira to 2 naira 55 kobo. And there was some bit of panic. And I told people, if you bought a stock, take your eyes off the daily price fluctuations, especially if you're a BP patient. You don't need that because you cannot predict the emotions inside the minds and the hearts of the millions of people investing in the stock market. So what you are seeing in price movement in the market is a reflection of the thoughts and the actions. And you know, some people have very itchy fingers. That's one thing with the stock market. You may think you are the only one. No, there are so many people right now as insurance stocks are jumping. They are having itchy fingers. They want to sell the good stocks they have. They want to be in that insurance stock. Waking up every day and thinking you have to be in the trending stock is the wrong lesson you are learning. It proves to me that you are receiving the wrong investment lesson, right? Learn to see it as normal. Normalize seeing other stocks you don't have moving, and if you think it's gone too far, just be normal. It's okay, because a lot of times you get moved by your stock not moving, and then you want to jump out. And after you jump out, then that your stock now moves. And you will say it's your village people. There's no village people in this matter. It is a mastery of your emotion. And that's why psychology is important in wealth creation. All right? So, like I said, suddenly, Charms, panic everywhere. Those who bought for long term started selling off at 2 naira 50 kobo. I don't know if it even dropped below 250. In fact, then yesterday came and then we saw Charms jumping back up into full bid. 2 naira 93 kobo per share. It closed from the 2 naira 50 kobo the previous day. Today, Charms remains on full bid, back up to 3 naira 22, 26 million bids, zero offer. And there is to tell you how serious the bids are, there is a 10 million bid waiting on top of the list of bidders at 3 naira 22 kobo, right? 3 naira 22 kobo. So that's what is happening right now. 3 naira 22 kobo. And we cannot just but continue to do this, make these mistakes of the past, right? We can't continue to make these mistakes of the past. It's really a problem to keep coming here to tell you to stay on and hold on to your stocks while still running around, going back to sell. So the simple answer to this is, well, maybe there is news at the background we don't know, but in the end, the market has a mind of its own. So if you develop a strategy, stick to it, and stay put right there. What about UACN? Should I top up? Agbeti Favor, I'd like you to wait because you sound like you are going to be in the UACN bus for the long haul. So my advice to you regarding UACN now that the pullback has begun is to just wait and watch to see. Well, suddenly there are a few bids here and there, and UACN is now even at 92.50. Remember, it was at 90 when I spoke last about it. Now it's 92.50, and there are 8,000 bids left versus 7.3 million offers. Okay? So I'd like you to wait to see for it to even out, and then when you see sufficient bids coming back in for UACN, definitely it could go as low as under 90 naira. Then it will be time to top up, because you sound like you are interested in the long journey regarding UACN, and that's okay, because eventually time will reveal the actual quality and worth of that UACN, following the deal of buying Chi Limited to add to their business. Coach, please, what are 4 solid stocks we can buy and hold for long term? Number 1, Bob Easy, if you are still listening. Number 1, Aradel. Number 2, Dangote Cement. Number 3, Dangote Sugar. Number 4, MTN. But you need to wait for some form of pullback that should be due in MTN, because it ran ferociously almost to 500. So currently 453 naira per share is what MTN is going for, and there are serious offers, 4.8 million offers versus just 354,000 bids. So there's a chance for MTN to still pull back a little bit for you to take position, all right? So some of these stocks are pulling back and going back and forth, but I know there is a lot going on. For instance, Dangote Cement has done 1.1 billion naira worth of transactions, and it's losing. A lot of money is going in, but it's losing. So that's it. Good afternoon, Coach. What stock to top up, or which new stock to buy? From the insurance, 3 million each. Well, just go in there. If you find any of them, like I said, they are not available right now as we speak. No insurance stock is available in the market as we speak right now. So it's up to you to determine what to do. Custodian insurance, 43 naira per share. That was a stock that was selling for 19 naira when news broke out that the MD of Toyota Nigeria, who is also, I think he used to be a board member of Custodian Insurance, he bought a stake of 1 billion naira worth of Custodian Insurance. So the man has made a lot of money already, bought at 19.20, and it's now 43 naira per share. Otherwise, you want to look at the second most expensive insurance company, NEM Insurance. I remember mentioning it a few weeks ago at about 15 naira. Now NEM is 29. Even yesterday immediately I mentioned NEM here. Someone quickly went in and bought at 27. Guess what? It's now 29 naira 70 kobo. Unimaginable things are happening, and I think it's the turn of the insurance sector to enjoy this. Thank you very much. Coach, can I average down on my Palantir? I'm up by 300% already. Oh, Max, you are up 300%. Palantir didn't do well in their report, and it affected their share price. Now, if you feel like averaging down, if you feel like taking some of the dip, it's always important to wait to see the direction of the market. Should it dip further, then that gives you a chance. But Palantir will continue. Okay, yesterday, oh, goodness me, yesterday, Palantir actually gained. Oh, I wasn't thinking of Palantir while talking about it. $173 per share, gaining 7% yesterday. But it's in pre-market now, just down by $1. So it's now 172. And the question is, if you want to average up and you are convinced Palantir has a great future, don't forget about the AI industry, technology, and of course, it's also a defense stock, right? So you want to take a long-term position. That's what I think. If you are 300% up and you still want to average I think this should be averaging up, not averaging down, because you must have bought much less than it is here. I remember us in April, it dropped very low during that panic sale session, dropped to $73 per share around April. Look at that, it's 173, so $100 per share gained already. If you feel like averaging up, feel free. It's a solid stock to own. Coach, please, what's your take on ICO? Dr. Newton, ICO, like every other insurance stock, is flying. I have nothing much to say. They've had this stagnation for so long, and it just feels great to see them now flying. What, like I said, may happen in the insurance sector are two things. Number one, there could be some level of realignment of these stocks, and a lot will eventually happen based on the strength of each one. Some of the penny insurance stocks that may not be able to meet up the recapitalization amount may either step down their license level, or they may go into mergers and perhaps acquisitions as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 12:45 when the phone lines will be open. We have just 30 minutes more before today's live stream is over. That's because I need to shut down at 1:15 p.m. to be able to attend the live interview on Channels TV today by 1:30 p.m. So we go on to the phone lines. We already have a caller, Chomelicious. Hello. Okay, we're just trying to connect with her. Let's see how that goes. So please talk about Royalex. Royalex actually is so loved, so fantastic. In fact, over 200 million shares bidded for Royalex as we speak. So if you have Royalex, I remember being asked about Royalex, and I said, no, go ahead and Which stock is that? NIDF. Okay. NIDF. NIDF is a dividend. Is a dividend powerhouse. I was going to look for what word to qualify it. NIDF is a dividend powerhouse. It pays dividend every 3 months. So if you buy even now, you qualify for the dividend due in October. And then another one due in January. So they just keep paying dividend every 3 months.
Okay, coach. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Next caller. Thank you very much, Benita, for that update that there was no sound on YouTube, but I have restored that. So please, you may check to confirm that sound is back. Wesley Forex says, greetings, coach. Is Owando a good buy right now? Well, Owando will soon come and raise capital. There's a lot of confusion with the way the finances are managed, especially seeing so much revenue generated only to eventually find out that the cost of sale sweeps almost everything off, and shareholders are left with nothing to pay them dividend. And so, for that reason, the stock price also drops. So, you may want to make up your mind on what to do. Please go away from the noise. You can't make a call from a noisy environment and successfully have a conversation. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, I guess this caller called in error. We go on to Kabir. If you are not following me, you are losing money. I guess you understand that now. That's the case. Very good afternoon to you. Go ahead. Your name and where you're streaming from.
I have just a few questions.
Your name and where you're streaming from.
My name is Kabir. I'm streaming from Kwara State.
Kabir from Kwara State. Go ahead. Make it fast.
I'm looking to top up my portfolio. So I was asking from the comment section the other time that I'm looking to invest 3 million on each stock. And I was asking about insurance and stuff.
I mentioned to you that insurance are booked fully.
Yes, but you mentioned name. So I was trying to ask if name is still available.
But I also said no insurance stock is available right now. So it's better to wait for the pullback. It's not over yet with the insurance matter. It's better to wait for the pullback if you like.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
I can wait, or I can just add to top up my portfolio. So which from the regular stock that you used to mention, I have all of them in my portfolio. So which can I top up today?
That is entirely your decision to make because you know what stocks you have put in your portfolio. Just settle down and listen up.
My Fidelity.
Yes, because that one hasn't moved too much. Let me even see what the situation is. With this new rally in the insurance sector, I do not see it adding too much so soon, based on the selling pressure that has been on that stock particularly.
Okay, sir.
All right. Just stay patient with whatever you are doing. That's all.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Herbs and supplements. You are next. Please keep the course brief as much as possible. We have very short time. In fact, only 20 minutes left.
Good afternoon, boss.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're streaming from. You sound very excited. I'm glad to hear that.
It's Beatrice. I'm calling from Abuja.
Beatrice from Abuja, thank you very much. You sound excited and that's empowering. Go ahead.
All you do, we really appreciate.
Thank God.
Quickly ask, between NIDF, CIFS, and LASCO, which one do you think I should top up?
NIDF, TIP, and NASCON. Well,
And LASCO, yes.
I would say top up your NIDF and get set, because that will increase the dividend you receive by October.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate. Okay, next caller, Cody Okeke. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Your name and where you're streaming from?
My name is Cody Okeke. I'm streaming from Lagos.
Thank you very much, Cody from Lagos. Go ahead.
So I heard something about the insurance stocks. I wanted to ask which insurance stock you list.
All recommended insurance stocks are unavailable at the moment. But if you like, you can take note of them and watch how the market behaves until supply becomes available again. Talking about NEM Insurance, Mansard Insurance, Con Hall, that's Consolidated Hallmark Insurance, WAPIC Insurance, Mutual Benefits Assurance. These are amongst the best. Royalex, if you like. Some of them very cheap, some of them expensive. Custodian insurance is already 43 naira per share, more expensive than some banks. That tells you how strong that insurance stock is.
One more question. If you're like a beginner in the stock market, what would you advise a beginner to get?
For a beginner, it depends on how much you are beginning with, because the financial market is ruled by money. If you come in with money that is not beginnerly, then you can dive into blue chip stocks. But if you're a beginner at the beginning, which means your finances are not that much, then you want to look at penny stocks for a start. So, such penny stocks as, I've mentioned charms too often, I'm almost sounding like a broken record. But guess what? Even Jaiz Bank could be a good penny stock to start with, while accumulating stocks like QTIX and TIP. Thank you. Let's make it fast. Time is running out. We need more callers to air their views. Okay, Moody, you are next. Can't wait to listen to you on Channels TV. The world needs to learn from your expertise. Ayo Wale, thank you very much. Moody is still not connecting. Looking for other comments to, please, how can I open an account with Atlas? Mr. Sunday Obasi. Feel free to just send me a DM. You're already on Instagram and you follow me there. That's where I can quickly respond to most of your comments. So send me a DM on Instagram. I'll send you the link, you open your brokerage account. And if you want to join Net Worth Investors Club, you can join by sending me a link on Instagram. Follow me and send a link there. Send me a DM. I'll forward the link to you. The link expires from time to time. That's because it is for the safety and cyber security of members to avoid spammers and hackers and all of those people coming in to distract the group. And it's been working perfectly. So if you find the link elsewhere, it must have expired. You must get it from me, and that's where you get it from. Currently, we are just about 3,000 members of that Net Worth Investors Club. And of course, Nigerians in diaspora and Nigerians in Nigeria are there, including some foreigners, as we also discuss foreign stocks. Okay, we lost that caller. We go on to the next. Mansa Malik. Maobi says, Coach, we are rooting for you today. It's very euphoric to see Network Investors Club grow more. Thank you very much for that. Like I said, keep doing the good things you are doing wherever you are. The world will eventually recognize you. Coach, Bua Food or Bua Cement, which stock is good to buy? Both of them, gracias. Make up your mind. Mansa Malik, are you there? Hello? All right, we do not have time. We go on to Thomas Gospel. Sir, I have 100,000 shares of Jais and I bought them at 2 naira 83 kobo. Please, sir, can I sell it? Sell it to do what, please? Because you are not in a gamble unless the money you invested is for short term. Well, you are in good profit. You can sell. You bought at 2 naira 83 kobo. Jais Bank is currently 4 naira 73 kobo or something like that. So very fantastic profit for you. If you like, go ahead and sell. Omerin the Billionaire says, good afternoon, coach. Where you go, we follow you. I will tune into Channels TV by 1:30 p.m. Thank you very much. If you are not following well, Coach Omiete, you are losing money, no jokes. Absolutely. God, lucky, God bless. Ladies and gentlemen, 14 minutes to go. As you can see, keep your comments coming in or your calls. Thomas Gospel, are you there? Could you speak into the mouthpiece of your device? You are not very audible. Good afternoon, sir. Your name and where you're streaming from? Looks like you have network challenges where you are. Fantastic, Thomas. We are glad to have you all the way from Bonny Island. Go ahead. From who? From who, sir? From who, sir? Which stock pays monthly dividend? Oh, yes, absolutely. There are US stocks that pays monthly dividend. Just run through my TikTok page. You will see that video I made there. Thank you very much, Thomas. Okay. Any more calls before I go on to those calls, if there are any? Coach, please, what are 4 solid stocks? Okay, I've attended to that. Coach, please, is First Holdco a good buy at 32 naira per share? Well, First Holdco should be a good buy if you have sufficient patience at 32 naira per share. Akim5 says, I'm waiting patiently at Channel TV to hear you speak. Okay, we hope that it's very engaging when the time comes. We have just under 25 minutes before that session will kick off. Realty income is good for monthly dividends. Thank you very much, Inorich. It's amongst those stocks I mentioned in that video I am referring Thomas to. Coach, at what price can I enter Dangote Sugar? Well, after the initial pullbacks, I am seeing that Dangote Sugar is beginning to reconsolidate. I knew it was going to be difficult for it to drop below 60. It's still in a battle. Yesterday it closed at 62. Now it's 61 naira 85 kobo per share. 3.8 million shares bidded for versus 5.5 million on offer. So 61 naira 50 kobo or 61 naira, you could still get Dangote Sugar. Destiny or Sazer says, Coach, you are the best thing that happened to me this year. Can I tell you, Destiny, you are the best thing that came my way this year as well. Because when you benefit from me doing what I do, you give me the satisfaction that I am in the right place and with the right people. You must have been one of the smartest people to benefit from what we are doing here. And that's why I keep saying I am sent to a particular set of people and I know when I find them. Guess what? I started on Instagram and I told myself, I'm not going to buy followers. It is not, I'm not looking to impress people. So I will build from the scratch. Instagram that never ever, gives followers suddenly opened up from nowhere. And from being 800 and something, having 800 and something followers, before we know it, we are over 50 something thousand followers now on Instagram. I told myself, I'm looking for a set of people who will take what I'm sharing to run and make money. And before you know it, I've started getting feedbacks. I have hit my first 100 million naira while being a diasporan. All the years I've been abroad, I've not been able to even imagine it was possible. But since I met you and followed you here, it has happened. These are people I have not met physically. So, suddenly, you have so many people you are sent to now getting the message and getting hooked. I am also hooked to you. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, tomorrow I will not be live, and on Friday for reasons completely out of my control. But if you are on the Network Investors Club platform, you could hear a few things in the course of tomorrow and Friday's trading. Okay? Coach, sovereign insurance stock is okay to hold, sir. Royal, hold tight to all your insurance stocks. Let me check if I have more callers. Okay, I still have callers. I have just about 8 minutes for today's session to close. Clean, you are next on the line. Hello, Clean. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Chris. It's calling from Lagos.
Thank you very much, Chris, for joining from Lagos. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the show you have on the channel TV. I'm eagerly waiting just to listen to you. And also, thank you so much for all you do. Honestly, I'm happy and I'm amazed the way the whole thing is just going.
Awesome.
My portfolio is something else.
Awesome.
I joined you February. From February to now is something I can't just explain.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Coach. I really appreciate. Please, I want to go into Dangote Sugar. Do you prefer? Do you recommend Capri or Dangote Sugar?
Well, well, well. Do you have any one of them already? Do you have any one of them already? Because they're about at the same price range. So going on Dangote Sugar, going very hard. Thank you.
But what if my Capri goes up, or if I make some profit, can I sell it off and just to Dangote Sugar?
Well, if you like. Yes, sir.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your kind words. Really appreciate, Chris.
God bless you.
God bless you too.
Show.
No problems. Cheers. Okay, I have a comment there standing by. Mikadis says, Coach, since I joined this group, I have reduced beer and other frivolous spending. I now have financial discipline. I thank you so much. Mikadis, you are one more person I was sent to. Do you know what? 10, 20 years of beer and frivolous spending can erase the entire fantastic future that you could have had for yourself. So this is you now making the best choices so that going forward into your future, you are stepping in there with all confidence and unafraid of what the economic challenges might bring. So, future fantastic standard of living and lifestyle guaranteed based on what you are doing right now. Thank you for that feedback. Really, really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, the calls are growing again. Unfortunately, we have just 5 minutes. Let's see how quickly we can do that. Abegbe. Make it brief, because I have to round off now and get ready for channels. Hello, good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're streaming from. It's a rights issue, and the company usually decides at what price they fix rights issue. And you are at liberty to reject the right and buy it from the floor of the stock exchange. Okay? So no pressure at all. And I always advise buy it from the floor. You buy it cheaper. Besides, whatever you buy from the floor, you qualify for the interim dividend due in October. But there's no guarantee that if you buy the rights issue, those shares you bought through the rights will qualify for the interim dividend. So it makes more financial sense to buy UBA from the floor. Currently, 48 naira as we speak, meaning 2 naira discount on the floor of the exchange. That's it. I'm trying to make it very fast. We have just 4 minutes before we shut down. Thank you very much. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Okay. On to Yeti Berry next. Hello, Yeti Berry. If we are not able to connect, perhaps we'll come to the end of the program. Oh, Thomas says, I have lost a lot. I wish I met you at my 20s and 30s. Never mind. You can do much better going forward. And Louisa Oge says, hi, coach. What can I do? Go in on with 4M. Louisa, proceed with Dangote Cement. Hello, Yeti Berry. You are our last caller.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, coach.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're streaming from very fast.
My name is Yetunde. I'm calling from Egypt.
Yeti Berry from Egypt. It's good to hear from you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. I just on Instagram. You sent me some link. So I was unable to download the Discord app. So I messaged you back. I couldn't get it.
Okay, resend your message again. Let it pop up back up so I can attend to it later on today. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You see, our people are all over the world trying to better their lives. And it can only get better from here with the level of awareness that we have created. Nigerians are very powerful people, and I know we will not see too much poverty in our generation if we continue to do this. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we come to the end of today's live stream. Today's video will be uploaded on the YouTube channel, and in case you missed out, you are in the US, Canada, because of time difference, and or you were at work, you couldn't follow, feel free to come back to watch on the YouTube channel. But I have to now go on to prepare for the live stream with Channels TV. Thank you very much. We are flying our banner, Network Investors Club, going places. Really appreciate you for all you do. You are all the winners. It's not just an individual effort. Thank you very much. See you soon, maybe on Monday, because tomorrow and on Friday, I am unavailable for the live stream. But we can still continue to chat and exchange ideas on the Discord group. Until we go see again on Monday, this is me saying thank you very much, Maobi. Thank you very much, Benita, and everybody who has liked and shared on all platforms. You are most appreciated. And this win is dedicated to you all. Thank you so much.